Hello guys, in this video I will just quickly show you how to delete a mesh from a character model, how to replace a mesh with a different mesh, and how to add a completely new mesh. So I would really recommend you to have watched the previous videos on how to do the weapons and texture stuff, because I will not be showcasing any sort of texture stuff in this video, like how to do your maps and how to properly do all of that. And yeah, this is nothing you should be doing as your first thing, in my opinion. Try to mod a weapon first, because that teaches you the basics. All the rules with like one material and such still apply here. So, first thing you do, import your player model. I have chosen 2B Steel C model, which is PL0000D. The first thing I would recommend you is press N, which will open this little tab menu, go into the mesh visibility, make all gone, so you only see the skeleton, and then select the one you want to modify. I want to modify the normal one. So yeah, first thing we will now be doing is we will be deleting a mesh. So for deleting, I personally don't fully delete meshes because it's better. I would not recommend you to delete a mesh and rather do what I do. So I will be deleting the eye mask. How do we do that? Select it, go into edit mode, go here, and yeah, just basically make this. Delete all vertices, but just like a couple. Make sure that there's at least 3 vertices. I always keep like a little plane. Like this is okay. Just this should be okay. Just make that mesh a bit smaller. Don't make it too small, because it needs at least 3 vertices for the game to know that it's still there. The game doesn't like below 3 vertices, because then it cannot make a full polygon thingy, I guess. I don't know how it works. Just don't delete it. Then put that mesh, that little thing you just made, into her body near where the thing originally was. So the eye mask was at her head, so I just moved that thing into the head. Then apply scale, and I deselected it. That's kind of my fault. Apply scale, apply location. Okay, that's it. We have now removed, quote unquote, the eye mask. Next thing we will be doing is replacing these feathers. Now comes the very important part. Uh, Technically, I have done a small fail right now, because I have removed the mesh already, but doesn't matter for this. Before doing anything, I'd recommend you to basically select some part of your body, then select everything, join that to, copy that, paste that, so you have a copy of her, delete the pose thing, join all of this together. Make sure that you do not select your new stuff. Give me 1 second. I need to do this. I'm sorry, I could have done this before, but I didn't. So now join all of your new meshes together. Put that to the side. And now we can start replacing. We will be needing this for weight painting later on. So, feathers. What do we do here? We will be replacing the feathers with this. It's from one of my mods, from some experiments I did with some modifiers. Basically, just the same as with weapons. Take the feathers, put them out, take your new mesh you want to replace them with, and move that into position. Well, first try, this is actually good in position, that's okay. Then go into the mesh, set origin to the 3D cursor, then do this. And before joining them, I would recommend you to go into vertex groups. Make sure there is no vertex groups. This is very important. Always make sure that there are none. Then join them together. Edit mode, and delete the vertices of the previous mesh. Object mode, and now you see there's vertex groups again, but we don't need those because we will be adding them again. So delete all of them. And yeah. So for now, we will not do weight transfer. We will do that at the end. So let's just add our new mesh, which is this thing. Make sure no vertex groups exist. Move that down to where you want it to be. Then take some mesh that has either the material you want, like that looks like the thing you want in the end. If you want something metallic, choose something that looks metallic in-game. If not, choose clothes if you want to do a cloth thing. So I positioned this where I want it to be. Set origin to 3D cursor. And then you select the mesh you want this to basically, as a dummy, to be joined to. So I will select this skirt. Shift D to duplicate. Then, same thing as with weapons. Take your new mesh. Shift, join, edit mode. This is just the same as before. It just that we have just added a completely new mesh. And do this. Make sure you are in here again. You can see that there is nothing here now. Let me just go to this. I have not unwrapped this before, but that is not important. Let's just do it now. Okay. You can also see that the textures have changed because the material I have in here is still linked to the wrong one. Doesn't really matter. I have said I'm not doing texture stuff in here. So just do this. Now you can see that we have vertex groups here. Go here. Delete all the groups because we will be weight painting now. So apply the location, and what will be happening now is we take the body we just copied, set its location to 0 again, and now the important stuff starts. So select your body, the one you will be copying from, the copy you just made, and then shift select your new mesh, which in my case is once this little thing I added at the feathers. Object mode, weight paint, weights, transfer. And then you will be transferring only nearest face interpolated, 5 meters, and source layers by name. Boom. That's it. Weights, then you will be limiting to 4. Just click out of this again and normalize. Okay. Now we do the same with the lower thingy. So select the copy thing you made. Then shift select your new mesh. Weight paint. Weight. Transfer. These settings are already now filled out because we used it before. Click out of it. You will not see some changes, but doesn't matter. Weights. Limit total. 4. Weights. Normalize. And object mode. So technically that's already it. So you go to object now because you added a new mesh. Adding a new mesh always like adds numbers behind the meshes. We need to fix that. So object, we calculate object indices. And yeah, you also do not need to remove your copy when exporting because it only exports the stuff in the WMB collection. So stuff outside of that collection is fine in your Blender file. But I'd recommend you to delete it anyway. So now that this is done, you can go to the settings. I mean this one. Export. And go to your export location. Go into data. Put that where you want it to be. I just have some of the stuff here. Select directory. Okay. I'd recommend you to toggle the system console. I would also be, well, saving now, but don't need to. Good. So what we do here now is we export. Now you can see it's finished. It has exported. So what we do now is go into our Steam and open the game. And if everything has worked, this should now be done. I just need to move the game to here. So let's see, it's loading a bit slow, that's good. And as you can see, it has worked. Um, you might see that the thingy I put in there is a bit glitchy. That's just because of the vertex stuff, but that's the basic gist of how to add something to a model and have it work. Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's it. See ya.